But first of all, delighted to welcome a classic winning owner, a man who has put heart and soul into the sport, not just with a private stable in Newmarket, but also standing a Stallion at the National Stud. He's always an innovative thinker, and he is someone who has got great passion for the game, as evidenced by the fact he didn't run just one, but two, but three horses in yesterday's Constantine handicap at York. The gallant Two Tribes couldn't quite get his head in front for the third consecutive time, but promised much more for future assignments. He is, of course, Phil Cunningham. Phil, good morning.
Morning, Nick.
Thanks for coming in. So great to see you. And have you survived a few days of hard work and hard play on the Knavesmire?
Yeah, we travelled up there Wednesday morning and got back about midnight last night, so a little bit jaded.
Well, you're very rarely jaded. It strikes me as you're someone who's got a very wholehearted approach to horse racing. You give the impression of enjoying it as much now in 2025 as you did when Cockney Rebel was winning the Guineas 20 years ago.
Yeah, a long, long time ago now. But, yeah, things have moved on quite significantly for us. We've changed a few little things around internally, and we're having a lot of fun by targeting the festivals this year. Some great prize money on offer, but more importantly, it's about having some fun days out, and yeah, we're trying to give it a good kick.
And you're still managing to enjoy the experience of it whilst investing in it heavily. It's quite a difficult balance to strike, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously, prices and price tags create expectation, but we've tried to sort of remain disciplined to the strategy we put in place a couple of years ago, and that was to go out and buy some better horses, which we did. So we had a cracking run last year, and this year's two-year-olds possibly aren't as good as last year's at the moment, but the older horses have more than made up for it. And we had a record season last year in terms of prize money. I think we were about 550, and we're already only 15,000 behind that. So yeah, I think the strategy of going for the better class of horse to begin with, and targeting the festivals where there's the better prize money on offer, and if all else fails, at least we've had a great day out.
I know how important that is to you as well. Take me right back to where the passion started, where the love started. What ignited it?
Well, when I was younger, Dad had a few horses, and then well, a few greyhounds to begin with, which is, I suppose, what was in line with my budget at the time. And then. So
where were you racing the dogs?
Romford. I used to be over there 3 times a week. I mean, it seems an era ago, but we had some fun days out there. What was it like?
What was it like? So this is Romford dogs in when? So 80s?
90s.
90s, yeah.
Yeah, early 90s. And yeah, we had some great times and great days out there. And then as my budget allowed me to do so, we got involved in some horses, and I was very, very lucky very quickly. I mean, the first horse I had with a few mates, well, he wasn't so lucky. He came second 6 times from 6 runs as a 2-year-old. But then we bought a horse called Rebel. It was myself, Dad, and 4 other guys, and he ended up finishing second in the Guineas. We sold him to the States for, I think it was about $750,000, and I took my share of that.
Neville Callahan, was it?
That's with Neville, yeah, and Simon. And then, so I took my share from the proceeds of that sale. I went to Doncaster sales, and I bought Cockney Rebel. And he's the £30,000, yeah. He's the first horse I ever owned on my own, which was a little known fact, and as it was suggested by a lot of people, perhaps that should have been time to have packed up. You'll never do it again.
Hang on, can we just recap that quickly?
Yeah.
You share with 3 others a horse who finishes second in the Guineas. You sell the horse for $750,000. You use your share of the proceeds to buy 1 yearling at Donny, and that horse wins a Guineas.
Yeah, 2 Guineas, yeah, English and the Irish. Amazing, absolutely amazing.
That's
trained by Bobby O'Ryan bought him for us, and trained by Jeff Huffer. So yeah, I mean, it was remarkable, absolutely remarkable. I mean, you're probably only seeing it a little bit towards the tail end of the race there, but he actually comes from last. And I think it's the 3rd, at the time, it was the 3rd fastest Guineas of all time, and people thought I was crazy. As we were coming in, I was asking about the time, because obviously 2 years prior, where we had Rebel finish second at 100 to 1, it was sort of, the race was sort of dismissed as being about, I've lost weight since then, haven't I? Bloody hell, I haven't seen that for a while.
You're looking good, Phil.
Yeah, better with age. Better with age, but yeah, it was an amazing day, absolutely amazing day. I think probably when I look back now, I was probably too young to enjoy it, and it came too easy. I mean, I thought every horse I was going to buy was going to run in a Guineas, but Yeah, we've been through, if you go on our website, I think it's quite amazing now. We've set up an alumni page, but that's getting quite frightening now when I look at the number of horses that I've part-owned over the years. It's going on to quite a few pages.
So business was obviously progressing well at this point as well to enable you to do what you were doing with the horses.
Yeah, very much so. So the business I have now, direct commercial, we specialise in trucks, insuring trucks. We actually insure 1 in 8 trucks on the road now, and we turn over about 250 million this year. So I started that business from scratch 2002.
Really?
And that's continued to progress, and yeah, I mean, it's amazing where it's taken us.
What did you think you were going to do when you were growing up? What would have been the obvious path?
But Dad was a Lloyd's underwriter, and so
so being in the insurance business was something.
Yeah, very much so, and amazingly, I enjoy it. And I think I'm very fortunate to be able to look forward to going to work every day. I work with my mates. Aidan's now joined the business as well. So
this is your son?
Yeah, so I work with my son, work with my friends, and I love it. Absolutely love it.
And what is it? What sort of buzz does your other professional life give you relative to the horse racing?
I suppose, look, we've won awards. We're possibly the most profitable motor insurer in the UK at the moment, from results from a couple of years ago, which are the last published ones. So yeah, I suppose just seeing that develop, as it has done, from literally I wrote the business plan in my bedroom. So yeah, 23 years ago.
So actually, not totally dissimilar. The idea of building something from scratch that you're the head of, not leaving it alone, investing in the people, and wanting to win a lot.
Yeah, I suppose that's probably that right. And it's obviously, as that business has done well, it's allowed me to indulge in my greatest love, obviously, which is horse racing.
And has that always been the case? I know you said Dad had a few horses and you started with the dogs, but were you always completely keyed into it?
Yes, yeah, very much so. The thrill of winning a race, I've been very lucky enough to have experienced it at different levels on a number of occasions. But I just think if I didn't have that in my life, something would be significantly missing. It's crazy, but just the thrill of winning the race, it's off the scale.
And it's very different having a few horses in training to having your own stable and having effectively someone who trains all your horses for you and getting so stuck in. What was the tipping point to do that?
Oh, look, I've got some great friends in racing, trainers and the like, but maybe, I suppose, it's come with maturity, but realisation of your own faults, and I must have some sort of degree of control freakness in me, and I wanted to do it my way. I suppose that's where that started from. And the original concept was that we were going to train some other horses for some other people, and that would subsidise my own interests. But I think after a relatively short period of time, we realised that probably wasn't going to work, and so the idea was then that I'd end up owning them all. And then I've got the odd share with mates, but you know, it's tough. I mean, look, if I look at my insurance business, I insure a fleet of trucks. They have to buy it as a compulsory purchase. They have to buy it at the same time every year, and more often than not, I know what the competitor's pricing is. If I look at a racing business for a young lad and a young trainer, unless they've got significant financial backing, what a difficult business to get into. Very, very difficult. I've seen it from both sides, one from the owning side. And the first question you'd always ask a trainer is, how much are you a day? I mean, the thing is, there's no equilibrium in terms of what's included in everybody else's different pricing. If you're a young guy starting up, you're probably, I don't know, maybe you're offering a rate at 50 quid a day or something. There is no way, now I see it from the other side, that it's financially viable. So these guys, they're getting up knowing they're going to lose money every morning. I couldn't do that, but it's a slippery slope. So you get owners in off the back of a cheap price, you fill your yard. How can you put your prices up? I mean, we may have an extra truck, or because obviously it's a passion project, but I can't see how people can do it for less than £75. So your only way of making money outside of that is punting, which is a real slippery slope, or selling a horse. And if you sell all your good ones,
what have you got left?
Well, Wolverhampton on a Monday, and that's no disrespect to Wolverhampton racecourse, but that's not what we do it for. We want the big days out. You know, I see other guys, they might want a train number of winners. Everybody's philosophy is different, but I think where we're lucky is where we want to get to, and what Richard wants to do is we want to train horses that people remember the names of. We want to train horses to win the races that people remember who won that race 5 years, 10 years ago. Not interested in just numbers. And I think if you see that, our strike rate's down this year, our number of winners are down, but we're only 15,000 behind last year's record prize money haul. So, yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, and the fact that you say all this with such genuine enthusiasm, a genuine smile on your face, also that you don't want to trade anything that is good. Do you find it a bit depressing that people, even of significant means, who can get as much enjoyment as they want out of the game, they're always looking for a trading option? Yeah,
some of my mates do it, and good luck to them if that's what they want to do. But you know, I've been a rubbish seller, a real rubbish seller of horses. I mean, I think it was a couple of years ago, I had a couple of racecourses that I think collectively, I had 3 bids come in for 3 of them, which would have been just under £1 million, and I didn't sell any of them. They probably went for 5 or 10 grand at the end of their career. You know, it's what we do it for. But I think we just see the next race ahead, and that's where we go to.
And how important is prize money to you personally?
Look, if I could ever get it to wash its face, it would be great, but I don't think we'll ever get there. It really is just subsidising of the hobby.
So it's not something that drives you particularly?
No. Well, listen, if anyone went into horse racing to try and make money, I mean, they'd need their head examined, wouldn't they, really? But, I mean, there's plenty of examples of where and how badly it can work. But in saying that, to me, it's more about the big race meet and the big day out. So, and excitement. So I'm not getting any younger. So what we've decided this year is we're going to take a team to Dubai, which is really exciting. So if it all goes to plan, we've had a couple of meetings with the racing authorities there. We're going to take our own barn. We're going to set a team up there. A lot of the horses, even from this week, will be going. And it's just an exciting new project. Let's run under the lights Friday night for 40 grand rather than 3 grand on the all-weather somewhere else. So it's more about the excitement of that than the prize money, if that makes sense.
And the experience.
And the experience.
The excitement and the experience, which is why you've been targeting all these major festivals. Who does it well? Who's been doing it well for you? Who's given you the best time this year?
What, of the horses?
No, of the racecourses or of the sport.
I really enjoyed York. I thought it was such a great atmosphere. I think some racecourses now, where obviously they're trying to bring in the bigger crowds, sometimes it's an undercurrent of uncomfortableness in terms of you know, small groups looking for possible bits of trouble. But all the time that we were in York all week, there's not a hint of it. I mean, and there's so much champagne being drunk, and just from where we come in from the owner's side, the track of the course is just so well laid out. So yeah, we've really enjoyed this week, and we'll definitely be going there for next year.
Tell me a little bit about your relationship with Richard Spencer, because it's been quite a long-standing one now, isn't it?
I think somebody said yesterday it's 10 years. Yeah,
that's pretty good going for ostensibly a private trainer and an owner, isn't it?
Yeah, and you know, you become very close. We speak every day, at least once, and it's worked really well for both of us. I can't train horses, and Richard probably wouldn't have had the finances to have been set up on his own, so it's a real great partnership. Do you think it is a model that, given what you were saying about the finances of the sport earlier, do you actually think it's a model that would work better? I know it sounds a bit old-fashioned and old school, but if people have got some money that they want to spend, you know, significant means, and they want to invest in the property, that if they can get a relationship going with a private trainer, salarying them takes an awful lot of pressure off them trying to run what you were saying was a pretty unviable business. Very much so. And if you look at a lot of the trainer lads that I know, that they've grown up from agricultural backgrounds, they've always been around horses, they're much more comfortable being around horses than they are in offices, so as a consequence of which they might not be the best at running a business. So I think, very much so, I think that this model will continue to grow, and it is, like you say, it's history repeating itself. I mean, all the pictures, all the old stubs, I mean, that's how the yards were set up and back in the day, and so, yeah, I think, well, obviously Kia's done it just up the road as well. So I think, yeah, I can see this model being more and more popular. And then the trainers aren't having to wake up in a cold sweat every night wondering where the next few quid's coming from. It's a hell of a lot of pressure to take off them. I mean, like I say, one thing is if you're not charging enough, but more importantly, in your daily rate. I mean, the credit risks some of these. I mean, you only need one bad payer, and I mean that's the trainer's probably not drawing a salary for the year.
And how close do you feel to sort of your workforce in your yard? Because obviously you've got a much greater responsibility for them now.
We do. We've got a nice team, a small team, and I think we've continued to strengthen that. We do a few things a little bit differently to try and reward. I mean, if people complain about prize money, what we do is we double the prize pot. So all the money that the lads get, we double that as well, so they get a bit more money out of that. I think we've always been quite smart in the social media stuff that we do, and even in the uniforms. And yeah, I think we do it well. But obviously, probably somebody's not going to tell me that it's any different. But yeah, I think it's a nice place to work.
And the naming of the horses, everyone enjoys that because you name them either after cultural icons or mainly songs.
Yeah, it's mainly songs. So I think we're going to get busy over the next couple of months at the yearling sales again.
Is it getting harder?
Well, we always have some on reserve, so I think I've got about 30 or 40 of them currently reserved. Then we decide to use them or we don't use them, and then hopefully there'll be more and more songs coming out than horses born, and we'll be okay. And
what gave you the idea to do that?
It was just a bit fun, really. When the kids were younger, we used to just put the music on. And so obviously I started with Rebel, and then obviously Cockney Rebel, and then it's just gone from there.
And that's it. And so, is there one that you've been sitting on for a long time, and you're waiting for the good horse? You know, a bit like when Sue Magner changes her name because Aidan rings her up and says, "I've got a flying machine here."
Well, I've got the name Cunningham reserved. Obviously not a song, but I'd love to have a really good one that we knew was a really good one again, and obviously for Dad as well. So that would be nice.
And where did his interest originally come from?
Well, Dad's from Tipperary.
Right.
So he came over to England when he was 17. So obviously had a lot of family back there, and yeah, not far. A few family members worked up at Cornwall over the years, and yeah, so we're not too far away.
So it was inevitable, really. You were doomed.
Yeah, probably.
You were doomed, Phil, from the outset. There's no choice.
Yeah, fortunately things have gone well, and I've been able to buy a couple rather than just work for them. But yeah, so that's been good.
And I know that Cockney Rebel's obviously your star. He won the Guineas for you, but you've had some other wonderful horses, and we'll talk about Raja Singh in a moment. Are there any that you've developed a sort of different affection for whatever reason? Particularly now you've got them, you know, on the doorstep.
Yeah, I think it's obviously the current crop's the ones that we look at more. And I'm so delighted, even though he got beat in a photograph in the first, but I mean, I've gone on record as saying it, but the 3-year-old Sprinter, the man, that is the fastest horse I've ever owned. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him, even more so next season. Hopefully he'll progress as we think, and he'll end up back for the big one next year there. So yeah, he's a lovely horse, and obviously I can't forget Two Tribes at the moment. I mean, what's lovely about him, he's got a great story behind from the little farm that he came from. Lovely people. They're massive supporters. I bought him for 6,000, I think, as a foal, just to try and support the Raja Singh breeders.
Brilliant.
And yeah, he's picked up just under 300,000 in prize money this year alone, so it's fantastic.
We can have a little look at Two Tribes. This is Goodwood. Oh no, this isn't Goodwood. So somebody said, we'll show you Two Tribes at Goodwood. I'm thinking this is definitely not Goodwood unless it's a reverse angle. This is yesterday at York. What a super run. Actually, no, this is the man. This is the man. Oh, well, I'm so sorry. Yeah, this is not Two Tribes. This is the man at York on Wednesday. It's been a long week.
And I wasn't until I was going up in the car and reading the paper. So I really do follow the stats behind previous winners and the like. But it was telling me that a 3-year-old never won the race. And I think the extra half furlong caught him out. He wants the ground a bit faster. And
he's a proper racer, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a lovely horse to look forward to, I think, for next year. And then obviously I'm delighted that very, very close friends with Charlie Hill, so I was delighted for him that obviously if we weren't going to win that, he did. But I've got the half-brother to that 2-year-old that hasn't run yet. He's called Poison Arrow.
So you've got a half-brother to the man or a half-brother to Charlie's horse?
To Charlie's horse.
To Trefour?
Yeah.
Have you?
He's one of our better 2-year-olds that hasn't raced yet.
Fantastic. When are we likely to see him, do you think?
Oh, about next month, I would say.
Brilliant.
Poison Arrow.
And that's a great name.
Yeah.
And then you've got Two Tribes who we're talking about, who won those 2 big races for you, the Stewards Cup and big race at Ascot. Very nearly made it a hat-trick in the race yesterday. This is definitely Goodwood, and this is definitely the Stewards Cup, and this is definitely Two Tribes winning. This must have been a hell of a day.
Well, we couldn't make it up, first, fourth and fifth. And Safi was over the far side on Twilight Calls.
On Twilight Calls, yeah.
And where, obviously, we're changing the hats around, I thought she was in front, actually. We were, from the angle that we were watching it out live, but, I mean, David, what super ride.
There you are. Won both sides and had another one go well,
so it was the 3 of them yesterday, and then they're all in the Air Gold Cup, so we'll probably have a... I've never been to the Air Racecourse, actually, so we'll probably have a couple of days out up there, I think.
You'll enjoy that as well, I suspect.
Hope so, yeah.
Yeah. So they're all going, all 3 of them?
Yes.
And, of course, 2 of the 3, coming back to it, by Raja Singh.
By Raja Singh, yeah.
You're Stallion at the National Stud.
Yes.
Now, earlier this year, you did something that I don't know that many people have done before. So just remind us what the initiative was for breeders.
Well, basically, he was free to use him. They put some...
You had to be rated over something.
A mare's over 70.
So it wasn't, yeah.
Yeah, but, you know, but look, he hasn't been attractive as a sales horse, but he's a fantastic stallion for a trainer's horse. Obviously, we've had a good few of them. Anyone that's had them, I mean, touch wood, they're clean of wind. They just don't get injured. You know, I've had less problems with these horses than any other horses we've bought in the past. And but yeah, what I thought the issue was, we had a catch up with Joe Bradley and the team down at the stud in February, and I think he had something like 4 or 5 bookings was all. So I said, look, this is ridiculous. He's got one probably last go, and I'd try and get a big crop into him. Can we see if we can get to 50? So we gave him away for free. So yeah, he got to 58, I think, in the end. So at least I know now he's going to have another little chance to throw something decent, we hope.
And why does it mean so much to you that he does well?
I just look, as a racing fan, firstly and foremost, I just like watching them run. A lot of them all got similar characteristics. They're tough, they're triers, and it would just be nice to see more of them out on the track. So I said I'd never stand a stallion again after Cockney Rebel, and I'll never do it again after this fella.
Did you feel a bit burned after that?
Oh, it's just so difficult, and I'd rather they got a proper chance to be a proper stallion at the proper farms that know how to do it, that get 100, 140 mares into them. I'd rather see the horse progress and do that in his career, rather than us scrap around trying to persuade people to use him and ending up with little numbers, very short career, and the forgotten horse after a couple of covering seasons. I think, like I say, as a racing fan, first and foremost, I'd just love to see more of them out on the track.
Well, you've certainly got a few that can do the job for you. I know you're going to stay with us for a little while, Phil, aren't you?
Lovely, thank you.
Fantastic. But for the moment, Phil Cunningham, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Phil's going to stay with us when you rejoin us. 2 Jonathans will be with us, Harding and Portman, and lots more to enjoy on the show, including a good look back at what happened on the Knavesmire.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.